Welcome back to the Crochet Corrals. Those my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today I'm going to show you how to deal with the knot in a ball, or if you're changing from one ball to another. So say your project is so big that you have to actually literally jump it and you're at the end of the tail. Now you can go on social media and complain about this, but it really won't help you, and as a crafter we have to learn to deal with this as well. To keep yarn affordable, knots are left within the balls and the major retail levels so that you can keep the balls as cheap as you want to go. Sometimes yes, there's a lot of knots in a ball, and sometimes we're very lucky and we don't have a knot, but in this case I'm gonna show you how to deal with it anyway. So without further ado, let's get started on what you should look for. Now the trick to doing this is that you don't want to leave such a short tail that you can't deal with this later, so you will need to have a tapestry needle that you will work with at the end of this in order to get it really truly hidden. So what I would do if I were you is that I would not allow this to go through the pen itself. I would actually stop on this side. However, I'm lazy. I don't want to reload this thing, so I'm just going to pull the yarn through, and it can be midway through a row, and it could be at the end or beginner end of a round as well, and also it can be on a flat as well. So I want to pull that through so it's through the pen itself, and therefore I want to cut it now so I don't have to reload the pen the second time. Therefore I'm going to cut this out like that, and I'm going to start then with my next strand right here. So right at this point we're actually at the beginning of a round. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to toss the straggler to the inside, and I'm going to create the slip knot on this here, and I want to keep it long enough so that I can use a tapestry needle to hide that in later. So instead of using the same strand and having a knot worked into the project, I'm going to pretend that I spun around the first one here. Again, if this is midway through a round, what you're just going to do is stop on whatever peg that you stopped on, and then you just put the slip knot on the next peg that you should have wrapped, and again let the straggler go to the inside. Therefore you're just going to use this new yarn that is coming from the ball to be able to spin around, and therefore I will see you at the end of this round in just a moment. So after I've just spun around, I just knit that last one so it doesn't unravel. I'm just going to continue to knit as normal, and therefore the slip knot is going to sink in behind, and the last strand is also going to be there as well. So what I want to do is several rounds of this before I'm going to continue to secure those. So just continue to knit as normal. That won't fall out, and I'm gonna meet you back here in just a moment as I'll show you how to get rid of those at the end. So I'm just knitting back and forth here just to get myself to a level so I can show you what to do next. Now if you had double strands going through your pen here and one of the strands had a knot, I would also do the same thing just with the one strand that is about to finish, so that you can actually continue to knit without a problem. So what I'm telling you is that even though you just see one strand at this moment in here, if there was double stranded and one of them had a knot, you can just deal with the one strand itself and be able to do the same thing. So what I would do if this is happening to you and you're growing out a hat or something like this, or even a flat panel, you need to get it beyond these pegs, because the pegs are holding open the work, and you know it's compressing to the interior. So you want to get it far enough along so that it's at a relaxed tension. So if it's up here, when you go to secure it, you're not gonna do as an effective job. You may have a hole right where that happened. So the first goal is to put your one strand only through a tapestry needle, and then go across the hole and pull it shut like this. And I want to favor the inside of this loom like that. So now the hole is now shut, and if you turn it over, see, you can't even see it, it's right here. So now that I've just pulled it in there, I want to stay and favor the back side of the work. So just stay within the strands here. So if your strand that you cut was way too small, you won't be able to do this, right? So you want to go back and forth through different sets of strands, staying to the back side. So your needle should never hit the good side of the project. Never go all the way through. So if I turn this over, you can't even see it, right? See? And therefore once you go back and forth 3 times, you can hide that. Therefore you're gonna take the second one. Now one of them had a slip knot, so it's going to be secure anyway, but you still have to deal with this tail. And if this is a flat panel where it's not something that you can hide very well, this is how you're gonna do it. So again, staying within the strands, don't let that needle hit to the good side. Just stay within the back and go back and forth a total of 3 times. So you're thinking to yourself, well, that's inconvenient if you have a knot, but honestly it's just one of those things as a crafter we deal with. And if you're changing colors, it's good to know this kind of stuff anyway, because therefore you can change your colors and have the most effective joins, and therefore when you pull this open you can't even see that you had to do that. So you want to stay within the same color. So if you are doing striping, you make sure that when you fasten off you stay within the same striping color in order to hide it most effectively. So this would be how you would deal with any knots in your balls, or if the ball is changing over to something else, like your balls run out and you're going on to something else. That's it for today. Have a good day.